Hey guys, everyone having a good time? Yeah? All right, good. Now, obviously, my name's Tony Trubridge. I am the owner and managing director of Team Immunity. We are Australia's oldest running esports team, to my knowledge, that's still going. We started 9 years ago. We're going to celebrate our 10-year anniversary next year. It's going to be a lot of fun. So let me grab the slide clicker, if I could, and we'll punch it through. Mayo's walked off with it. So wherever Chris has gone, we're all good. So we'll keep moving. So we obviously cover games. We have Counter-Strike 1.6, Counter-Strike Source, Call of Duty. Here he is. Here's the man. Run off with it. And yeah, so cover a wide range of games, console, PC, etc. I've just brought a few photos through for you guys to look at whilst I talk. And we've got a whole stack of gear to give away. I think we've probably given away, there's going to be about $700 worth of gear we're going to launch at you guys if you want to hang around. Yeah, so we'll talk about the team. So here's a photo of the boys up in China with Fnatic. Who's heard of Fnatic? Hands up. Yeah, all right, the guys over from Sweden. This was in China at the MSI Beat event, and we've got one of my guys down in the bottom left-hand corner shoutcasting. We've travelled overseas. Honestly, I've lost count. I know that it's over 20 times. Oh, sorry, it's probably been like 40 times, but multiple times to the same country across 3 continents. So last year, the boys went to New York, France, Germany, many different countries. So my boys are the most travelled esports team in Australia, bar none, and my boys do it the right way. So here they're my Call of Duty team at the top. They won the Black Ops comp, took home $2,500 cash. Down the corner, we've got Mark Azzi, who was the 3rd ranked FIFA player in the world at the FIFA Interactive World Cup. Guys at the Intel Extreme Masters, and then one of my boys doing some promo with Red Bull. Red Bull's actually one of our partners, and we've worked with them for about 7 years now. They're really great to work with. So a question that I get asked a lot is, how do I get into esports? Now, I know Mayo spoke about how to get sponsorship and things like that, so I'm not going to mention anything like that. But a lot of people ask me, how do I get into it? How do I get into a top team? And, you know, what do I get out of it? And the main answer to that question is, you kind of fall into it. That's the best way to go about it. You need to take it seriously, but you certainly don't wake up wanting to be a pro gamer. If that's something that you do, you've got to be very careful because these guys all play for the passion of the game. First and foremost, it's something they really love and do, and that's why they pursue it. They don't just simply sit there and go, right, I don't want to be a baker anymore, or I don't want to be an IT specialist, I want to be a gamer. They don't do that. It's something they enjoy as a pastime, and it continues from there. The other big thing of being a pro gamer, which another question I'm asked very often is, how do you juggle work and gaming? A lot of people, predominantly in Australia, have to have a job and play games. We've got a couple of guys that a few guys that we pay a salary to, and those guys are doing quite well for themselves. However, a lot of them still study. A lot of them are actually at uni. And the big thing that I have to say to anyone that is interested in gaming, or I guess really maximising life in general, is time management. It's a really, really big factor in what you do and where you go. And I'm sure you've got your teachers droning on about time management. Yes, no? Yeah, show of hands. So it actually is something that's real, and it's something worthwhile doing. So most of the guys in the team are from university, and a lot of them do work. We've now got lawyers, we've got software development engineers, we've got everything you can think of from every trade, from every walk of life. Plumbers, electricians, IT specialists that actually work at Monash. We've got lots of different people that now are very much invested in, professional life and also gaming. So there's no reason why you can't hold down a full-time job and fly overseas for an all-expenses-paid trip to do what you love. And I think that's something that I really wanted to emphasise whilst I was here. Here's our Halo guys. They're over at MLG in the US competing. They've managed to get out of group stages, open brackets, and go through to pro brackets, which was pretty impressive, considering it's literally, I think they played for 12 hours straight. They got like 4 hours sleep, and then they had to do the same thing the next day. So they did really well over there, which was good to see. Down in the bottom right corner, there's Mark Azzi again. So here's our Team Fortress 2 team. Yeah, Team Fortress 2? like it. It's good. They'll actually be heading overseas to Europe soon for an event over there. It's you know, as I mentioned, we've got gamers that cover a wide range of games and genres, and you know, we're lucky enough to be able to provide these resources to these guys so they can fly overseas and make the most of what they're doing over there. And so we'll keep moving with the slides. So the reason I also want to talk to you guys today is about SteelSeries. Who here has heard of SteelSeries? Yeah. All right, cool. So SteelSeries is a little unlike other vendors, perhaps even like TT Esports. They started from gamers. They were gamers that said, we need better gear. We're going to start making our own gear. And they didn't come from a company that used to make power supplies or cases or something like that then went into gaming gear. This is a company that was born from gamers that wanted the right gaming gear. And today, all they make is gaming gear. They don't make anything else. This is their main, primary, their absolute only number one focus. And so up the top here, we have the Sensei. The Sensei is their flagship model at the moment. It has a processor in there faster than most computers you could buy maybe 15, 20 years ago. And literally, it has everything you could want on it. The thing for me, the big standout feature is lift height. Does everyone know what lift height is on a mouse? So when you're tracking your mouse and you're lifting it up and down, when you lift it up, you can adjust the tracking height. So say if you've got your mouse about a foot off the desk, it will still track that distance if you want. Or you can make it very, very small. So you can really adjust it. So for gamers that flick a lot, sometimes you have an issue with when you actually lift up, it still keeps tracking, or vice versa. You can really adjust it. And for me, this is the first mouse ever to hit the market that it actually does it right. So there's many other features on there as well. You can increase your sensitivity. You can change your acceleration. You can change the interpolation, all that kind of stuff directly on the mouse. Now, the one at the top, the Sensei, has an LCD screen on the bottom. So you can actually literally change the settings on the mouse. You turn it over and you use the mouse wheel to adjust the settings. So if you go to a friend's house, you go to a LAN cafe, wherever you are, there's no drivers, you jack your mouse in and it's the same as what it is at home. There's no farting around. And especially from a professional team's perspective, this is all the gear that I'm going to show you today. This is the gear my guys use. When they compete around Australia, around the world, this is what they take overseas with them, because they don't want to get there. And there are many tournaments. You look at an Electronic Sports World Cup that's based out of France. They don't let you install drivers, full stop. So a lot of companies out there, you can't even use their gear because you're not allowed to install drivers. You don't get access to that PC in that manner. You just jack your mouse in and away you go. So the Sensei, that's a really big feature of it. So it's got the two buttons on the side, the left and the right side. So for left-handers, you can actually still use it. There you go. That's exactly the one. And down the bottom, we've got it's actually just been released in the last couple of weeks, is the Sensei Raw. The Sensei Raw is a little bit different. The feedback from top gamers, teams, ourselves included, along with Fnatic, SK Gaming, Na'Vi, Evil Geniuses, the best of the best around the world are the guys that helped create this mouse. And the feedback they gave was, no, we wanted a rubber surface. Some people wanted a rubber surface, which is the one on the back down the bottom, and some people like the glossy surface. And so you have the three different surfaces. The Raw, however, doesn't have the LCD panel on the bottom. So they reduced the cost. I think you can pick it up now for about $70, the Raw. The Sensei with all the bells and whistles is about $100. So it's still a good value mouse, but the Raw, again, same sensors, same buttons, you just don't get that LCD panel on the bottom. Now, if you're not someone that goes to a LAN or goes to a friend's house and then plays with your mouse settings, it's not really relevant. You can go home, set it all in the software, all that kind of stuff. The firmware, as I mentioned, the drivers you don't need, but if you want to change the settings in the mouse external to the mouse, of course you need it. So these are the primary mice. And the next, based on size, we'll also go. So the Sensei is the largest for your hand. So if you've got a larger hand, the Sensei is generally the one that you're after. The Kana is middle of the road. It's based off of Microsoft's IntelliMouse V1.1. It's an optical mouse, whereas the Sensei was a laser mouse. And it's a big seller. It's lighter. It's slightly lighter than the Sensei. And it's kind of for moderate, medium hand sizes. It's got less buttons on it. It's only got the side buttons on the left and the right, and the 3 buttons on the top, with a sensitivity toggle. So this mouse is not something you can customize as much as the Sensei, but it will still obviously treat you well. A lot of my Battlefield guys really like that mouse. And then below it, there's the Kinzu V2. The Kinzu V2 is again another step down in terms of size and cost. And that has only the 3 buttons and the toggle on the top. So it's actually a really big seller in Korea. StarCraft 2 players love it because they're not looking for additional buttons to play with. You know, they want to get in the game, do what they need to do. They like a nice light mouse and the smaller size. And so the Kinzu V2 is, as you see on the bottom, the 3 on the bottom, there's different colors as well, is really a focus for us StarCraft 2 players. Next up is the headsets. Now, as I mentioned, this is the gear that my guys use when they compete around Australia and overseas. So these are the 2 kinds of headsets that are really chosen. The Siberia V2s, draw up the top. There you go, good man. And 7Hs. The 7Hs are, I guess, the flagship model. However, you've got to be careful because they are tuned for game sounds and footsteps. Literally, you will hear someone cracking a sneaky one on the other side of the map. You will hear someone cruise through a door or walk down a corridor that literally you shouldn't hear. Listening to music, it's still all right, but it's not the best because it's tuned for gaming. So everyone needs to understand that. Whereas the Siberia V2s, big seller, you see them at JB Hi-Fi, you see them everywhere. These are kind of mid-range, like they're tuned for gaming to a degree, whereas music still sounds great on them. So you just need to decide. Some of my guys, StarCraft 2, for example, guys prefer the Siberia V2s, whereas our Counter-Strike guys prefer the 7Hs because they're all about the game and what's going on. In StarCraft 2, you can get away with, not necessarily hearing all the sounds that go on. You don't really have those those audible cues where you know someone's above you, 3 meters behind you, on another level, and all those kinds of things. So, but having said that, my Call of Duty team love the Siberia V2s. I think that's because they like listening to music sometimes as well while they play. But that's definitely the 2 best headsets. Moving on to keyboards. So these are the 2 keyboards that my guys use. SteelSeries do make a number of keyboards. They've got the backlit ones and all that kind of stuff. For the pro gamers, they're generally not into the backlit keyboards. There are some people out there that do like them, and SteelSeries actually is going to be releasing a backlit keyboard soon. However, these are the 2 main ones. The 7G at the top, we're giving one of those away today. It's a $150 keyboard. It has all gold contacts on it under the buttons. So it's not just your run-of-the-mill rubber dome keyboard or even, mechanical keyboard. They're both mechanical, and they use the black switches, the cherry black. And basically, they're no frills is the best way to say. They do what they need to do, and they do what they do well. You don't have to press the keys all the way down. You only half press for it to register. And they're designed for actions per minute, certainly in StarCraft 2 and FPS games. And what the SteelSeries guys is, they are designed for the 15-year. They call it 15-year-old syndrome and 12-year-old syndrome. I should be careful what I say here. Everyone gets a bit angry when they play games sometimes. So if you decide you need to hit something, you can hit one of these and you know it won't break. So they know that the space bars go in a lot of other keyboards. In these keyboards, you can pretty much whack and you're good to go. Not that I condone that. So it's just that my guys obviously travel overseas a lot with them, and they need to make them rugged. So the last thing on the equation is the QCK Plus. The QCK Plus is really the favoured mouse pad. It's a cloth pad. I know there's a lot of companies out there, and SteelSeries included. They have the harder pads, the metal, the glass, etc. I can tell you right now, speaking from experience and from all my guys in the team, we've got our 42 players. Well, there you go. It's good, isn't it? Yeah. So cloth pad is going to be better for you in the long run. It gives you good tracking, and also it supports your wrist in terms of if you're sitting your wrist on that desk playing a game, whether it's only 10 minutes, half an hour, 8 hours, obviously with breaks, you literally, you'll feel it on the wrist. And the good thing with the cloth pad is it's nice and soft and it supports your wrist as well. You're not sitting on a hard pad, on a hard surface, grinding your wrist away. And so that's why all of my guys use cloth pads. The QCK Plus, so all the branded pads you see, StarCraft 2, Dota, etc., Dota 2, Diablo 3, they all, the QCKs, they're basically the same exact pad, same thickness, so they're quite thin, but with the designs on. And that's something that, is obviously personal preference. Most of my guys use the plain black because they want to look sharp and sleek when they go to international events. But every now and then, someone will want like one of our Warcraft 3 players, Mafia, who is the only Australian to be a Grand Master on the Korean server for StarCraft 2. He prefers a World of Warcraft pad. So, as I said, each to their own, but these pads are definitely what we use. That's pretty much it for me today. This is an interesting photo I thought I'd throw up there of some of my guys when they were in China. We've got Gaz second from the bottom, a little bit excited about the draw that was coming out, and his mate next to him that couldn't believe the draw we actually were getting. So let me just jump back quick. Let me go and grab Jason. We're going to give away a whole stack of gear. So Jason's all right. Here's the man. We'll bring the gear around. Woo! Now I've got a couple of questions I'd like to ask, but then after that, Jason can run with it.
Oh, wow, okay. Oh, wow, okay, yep.
All right, do you want to put that one back for a sec? Yep. All right. All right, we'll come to the 7G last. What should we start with? A headset, a mouse pad? Headset, mouse. Hands up for a headset. All right, headset. All right, let's start with the 7Hs. We'll go with the 7H. Yep. All right, first up, the 7Hs. All right. So everyone, now this is going to be a question. It's going to relate to a game, the public or the developer of a game. So you need to tap your memory banks, and so for some of you this may be a bit tricky. So it'll be interesting to see actually who knows. So who can? All right, we'll get everyone to stand up. So instead of put your hand, sorry, everyone sit down. I was just messing with you. See that? I love it. Stand up when you have the answer. So who was the game developer who created Blackthorn?
Could you have gone more obscure? I don't know.
All right, we're going to have to change. I'll give you an easy one. All right, who was the game developer who created Diablo? It was this guy here. Yeah, congratulations, mate. This is yours.
I would suggest maybe not yelling out the answer, just in case the person wasn't sure beforehand.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, so what's up next? Should we give away a mouse? Yes. All right, what do we want? Do you want a Diablo mouse? D3 mouse? All right, do you want to unwrap that one for me and we'll go from there? All right, so first person to stand up. Who is Team Immunity's major sponsor?
Chick in the front.
This guy. Oh, sorry.
I would say chick in the front, but I'll leave it to your discretion.
Well, the guy in the beanie was kind of... Well, I'll give it the girl in the front, all right? No, unfortunately not. We'll give it to the guy in the... Correct.
Who was it? Beanie or...
Oh, Beanie, yeah.
Beanie, yeah. Well done.
All right, what else we got here? All right, got any console players here? All right, Jason, do you want to come up with something for that one?
Oh, wow.
Or I can come up with something else.
If you come up with something, I don't know. I'm not trying to think. Like, it's so broad and wide. What is the tagline for the new Gears of War game? Go again. Yeah.
Well done.
I thought we'd get more people jumping up for that one.
We've got a mouse pad here. World of Warcraft Goblin mouse pad. Who wants one? All right, we'll get people to make some noise for this one. Who wants it? Do we have a winner?
The angry mob.
Keep going. Keep going. You pick one. Pick one.
The front. Considering the size of you, yeah, that's pretty impressive. Whoa. Yeah.
All right. Does anyone know? we'll get someone to name. We've got it up here on the board. Flagship model Steel Series is the Sensei. What is the feature that it has that makes it unique from all other mice?
Oh, wow.
That's one of the features. So you can have a mouse pad for that. I'll give him a mouse pad for that one. Everyone, sit back down. We'll do it again. So I'll have to ask a separate question now. This is going to be a tricky one. Can you or can you not change the colours on this? Let's go over here. On this mouse. Unfortunately not. You can change the colours on this mouse.
Go another one.
All right, let me think about it. Let's come back to that one. So there's another...
No, I mean, it's called the Sensei.
Correct.
Right. What Japanese word? All right, what's the answer? Sorry? Sorry? No, you didn't listen to the question, did you? Sit back down. What Japanese word means open orchestra? What Japanese... can we give it to the same kid again? Or, well, we'll ask this guy. All right, go on. Open orchestra. Sorry, empty orchestra, I should say. No. The karaoke is correct.
There you go.
Make it a Japanese question.
All right, this one's actually a bit different. This is a game that you can play using some gear. So who wants a copy of Battlefield 3? Sorry, I didn't quite hear that. All right, this guy right there. Come up. Yep. No, the guy behind you. You got rolled.
You got rolled, yeah.
Well done, mate.
If I known it was Hayden, I would have said no.
All right.
Nick today.
Yep. You got something else? I didn't prepare this at all. I just brought good stuff to give away.
All right. What else are we giving?
All right. How about a Sensei glossy surface one? Sensei Raw.
I don't know. I'll do another. It's Sensei, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, another Japanese question. Yeah. So what Japanese word, yeah, you ready? Means divine wind. No, I'm not giving it to Will Smith. Sit down. You. Kamikaze is correct.
Hey, well done.
Come on, get more educated people. Come on.
All right.
You do French, so what? What French word? How do you say 90 in French? Incorrect, that's 19. 90. 90. Don't get me started on French. It's a silly language. To say 80, you say 80. So you say 420. Dumb. Stupid. Anyway, don't get me started.
We'll move right on. All right. Second last. Here we go. Siberia V2 Black Gold Edition. Limited edition headset. Yeah! All right. Everyone sit down. We're going to have to ask another team-based question, I think, here.
Yeah, I'll say, yeah, make it a
How
real
many
question.
years... Oh, hang on. Stand up if you know this. How many years has Team Immunity been running for? The guy with the green shirt on. Almost 10. Yeah, that's good enough. Yeah, that's right. 9, almost 10. We'll give it to him. All right. Lucky last, 7G keyboard worth $150.
I like how they're clapping products. It's like, yeah.
Okay, all right. Jason, what do you think? What do you think, mate?
That's keyboard. What's a keyboard? I don't understand. I play Xbox.
Oh, mate. That's what sorts the men from the boys right
don't be
there.
like that. It was like the other day we had the Cooler Master thing. I said, I'll just put my Xbox inside the case. That's what I do with it. So. I don't know. What would you do?
Well, we can't get everyone to cheer.
No.
Because they're all going to lose their voices.
That's true.
Do we have a suggestion or not? All right, let's do it. We'll give it a try.
We'll give it a try. What person was Monash University named after? Why yell out the answer when I told you not to? Now yous all have to sit down. I know. Thank you, Junior. It was a good question. Gee, not really.
Who? All right, here we go. Stand up. Don't answer the question. Who is the person that organises CGBC?
Didn't he win before?
Did you win before? Yeah, all right. Did you see who was second?
No. You don't need anything, Nick. Sit down. Not doing well. We need a better question.
All right. Better question. All right, hang on. Oh, no, I can't do that. OHS. Sorry? All right, here we go. Everyone sit down. Who or what company / business is Jason a part of? Did you see?
Did you watch that?
Yeah, I think it was this guy here. Sorry. Yes? No, yeah.
The one behind.
No, one behind you.
Like the guy in that one there, the one who's like I reckon if I was going off my eye, not you, the kid behind you got up first. That one.
No, I'm thinking this guy did it. We'll
Yeah?
find him a prize. So, New Game Plus, we have a winner. There we go. There you go. You can give it to him. Oh, there you go. Well done, mate. All right, that's it for now.
That's it for now.
And we'll catch up with you guys later. Thanks a lot. Cheers, guys.
All right, well, we're a bit before schedule, I think. Well before schedule. Jeepers. Do you think that's a deliberate thing? Yes. Really? Now it's a deliberate thing. Because I really want to play games. All right. Well, we can't start the games up just yet. What we'll do, we're going to set up for our trivia very soon. In the interim, head to the rotunda. Come, why not enter? You might win games. Come on. You think you know everything? You're always talking to me. Well, you don't always get what you want, do ya? That's a shame. Sometimes you get what you need. I like this guy already. But I don't know, I guess we're done here way earlier than I thought we were. Did you want to take questions, Tony? Are you around? Do you want to take some questions? Yeah? At least give me to like 40 past.
You can't ask me for free gear.
All right, you can't ask for free gear. Has anyone got any questions?
Hey, everyone, all right, grab a seat if you do want to ask a question and throw your hand up so we can get to it. Sorry, I missed that. No, you can't ask for gear, full stop. No, you can't take a loan.
Oh, there's actually a question in the back.
Do you have any wireless models of the mice like Razer or the other brands do?
No, SteelSeries don't do wireless because of the latency. I mean, you can say as much as you want that there is no delay, but there is. And not only that, the whole factor that you have to recharge the batteries and sit them on a holder and all that kind of stuff. It works if you're at home, but as soon as you've got to go overseas to LANs and things like that, you can't be sitting there recharging and swapping batteries out and all that kind of stuff. So at this stage, no. I think they will bring out some more media-related stuff in the future. They do have a wireless headset because, of course, audio doesn't need that kind of response time. But no, certainly not with mice at this stage.
I was just wondering if you knew why Intel stopped providing stock CPU coolers with their...
Sorry, I can't quite hear that.
Intel stopped providing stock CPU coolers with their CPUs.
Yep.
Do you know why?
Well, they only don't provide them with the enthusiast CPUs like the K SKUs and the extremes and things like that. The main reason for that is they figure that people that are buying that are going to overclock them, and they're going to put their own water cooling on there, or they're going to put their own custom air cooler on there, and so they try and reduce the cost, so the end user can use their own thermal solution. I mean, if they provided them, it would be even more expensive, and so it's kind of like, yeah. So that's kind of why.
All right, yours.
Again with the mice, like you said that you can't, when you go overseas, you can't like keep swapping batteries over and stuff. Is it able to, like, could you make a mouse that has something like the Xbox's Play and Charge kit where you can just plug it into the computer and the mouse and charge while you are using it?
Yeah, that's exactly what they do. Well, the 7Hs are very similar to that. You can plug in the 7Hs, the wireless 7Hs, you plug them in. You can use them wired and then unwired. But I think the reason behind it with the mice as well is it adds weight to the mouse, and it's not something you can control. I mean, a lot of testing, as I mentioned earlier, is ourselves, Na'Vi, Fnatic, EG, all the top teams in the world test these mice. And you see some mice with the gimmicky weights. You can add and take away weights. These don't have that because they've literally gone out and surveyed thousands, hundreds of thousands, in some cases, gamers, and they've got the sizes, the 3 different sizes and the 3 different weights that work for those people. And so, yeah, adding that to the mouse adds weight. And you don't want a heavy mouse. It's the worst thing you can have for your wrist. And that's what a lot of the wireless mice also have is they're a lot heavier because they've got to have that battery in there. And so from a professional gamer perspective, where you're always lifting it up and doing this, really bad for your wrist.
How much would a Sensei cost and where could I get one?
Sensei, I think they retail now for about $99. Scorptech, PC Case Gear, those are probably the 2 Melbourne-based companies I'd definitely recommend. I believe they price match as well to each other, so whether that's Scorptech's in Clayton, PC Case Gear's in Moorabbin, I think. So, yeah, either or of those, you'll be able to pick one up for about $99.
Do you have any team members that have been around since it started?
They're still around?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. We've got, well, I mean, we've got 2 of our guys and they actually substitute for the Source team, Counter-Strike Source team and 1.6 team. They don't play full-time in one of our rosters, but almost every single member we've had for 9 years is still around. We still talk, we still catch up. I myself played professionally 9 years ago, and so these are all guys that I used to play with as well. They're still around. So, and it's really good because, I mean, I mentioned Blizzard Diablo 3 earlier. One of our guys actually is now a software developer for Blizzard over in North America. So it's very cool that, you know, it's cool to see these guys that I'm sure you'd all agree as gamers, someone who has been there, done that, and seen all these cool new features that they want in a game can now implement it because they're part of the industry. And it's very cool.
Any more questions? Sorry, I'll come back down.
We got one down here.
I was right down the back.
Oh, sorry, mate. We'll do in a sec.
No, it's all right. No.
All right,
I was down the back.
Okay, cool. Sorry, yeah. Fire away.
What would you prefer, quality or quantity?
Well, quality, of course. I mean, that I don't want to get involved in too much in regards to politics of gaming gear, but I mean, Razer go for quantity. They throw stuff out there and they just go for things like that. SteelSeries has always been about quality. I mean, prime example is the Kana. When the Kana was first released, they didn't put the right skates on the bottom of the mice. They still had skates on the mice, you know, the surface. They still had skates on there, but they weren't the ones that they wanted on there. And they could have easily gotten away with it and just gone, yeah, no worries, that's what it's like, away you go. Literally, they turned around and said, nope, okay, everyone who's got that, punch in your code, we'll send you a set of skates for free or 2 sets of skates for free. I mean, they want the end user to experience the mouse or the product the way they envisaged it. And so they really focus on quality. That's the big thing.
No one? I think we're nearly done for the day, unfortunately.
That's it?
Yeah, I guess thank Tony again for coming out and answering questions.
All right, thanks, guys.
Might even run a clip or 2 while we're setting up for our trivia.